So I'm just going to present the source of radiation for UV visible spectroscopy. If you remember, we have two different bands, visible band and we have a let's see visible band as well as UV band. So for UV light, we make use of deuterium lamp. Deuterium lamp is what? In deuterium lamp, we have D2, not H2. H2 is showing hydrogen molecule with protium, right? D2 means this is a, in fact, commonly called deuterium molecule. Deuterium molecule means D2. D2 is filled inside the bulb, so it causes a discharge. So this is called a D2 discharge tube, in fact. So which is we commonly we call that D2 lamp. D2 lamp produces the ultraviolet radiations. All right. So ultraviolet radiations are produced by D2 lamp. So we use D2 lamp for that. But for visible, let's say we have a mercury lamp or any other lamp that we are using, it produces a radiation. Let's say the mercury lamp we are using, mercury lamp, the bluish white light that we observe. So white is not a color, basic color in fact, being it is showing all radiations. So these radiations are passed through a lens. This lens is a converging lens. You can see this is a convex lens, which is a converging lens. It arrange all radiation to one focal point. That focal point meets on a prism. You see, this is a prism. You are familiar with the prism. You have seen in the physics experiments. What is the role of prism? Whenever we are passing white light, colorless light through a prism, it produces seven colors, just like rainbow. So this is what this the purpose of this source is to generate the radiations. Well, hmm?
इसका लाया था अभी फ्री में मुझे कहा कि डॉक्टर साहब एक लैपटॉप पड़ेगा मुझे
अच्छा, थैंक यू।
वो हो गया तो खा
हाँ, बड़ी मेहरबानी।
ठीक हो गया सर अभी और है ना जी
अच्छा,
सिर्फ कलर और देखेंगे जी
चलो, थैंक यू। All right. So the two different sources are used. Deuterium exchange tube we use for UV source, and for visible region we are having a mercury lamp. It may be any other lamp, but normally mercury lamp is used because it produces white light. When white light passes through this convex lens, which is a converging lens, it focuses all of the radiation to one point. So these focal point meets the on a prism. This prism, when white light passes through all electromagnetic radiation, this is the physics phenomenon that it splits. In fact, the white light is a mixture of all colors. Anything if not capable to absorb any radiation, it emits all of them. When all of the radiation passes through, it is all colored. So it is called in fact, colorless light. But when some light is being absorbed, so it doesn't produce the same color. In fact, there are two different kind of radiation. One is called absorbed and other is called transmitted. I shall focus this on later, but just focus here. When this colorless light passes through prism, you have seen this experiment yourself. It splits that into seven colors. The same you have seen in rainbow. In rainbow, in air, we are having water droplets. water droplets are acting like a small prism. So when light passes through them with a grazing angle, so and rainbow only absorb when it is sun is rising or sun is setting. At that time, normally we get this when the light is grazing, making a grazing angle with this. So it splits into seven colors. Rainbow you have seen yourself many times. Similarly, when you can make rainbow as well, when this colorless light passes through a prism, it converts that into seven colors. These seven colors are very visible in that screen. So these colors are basically red on the top and violet downward. This is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, commonly called Vibgire. So this is the sequence. So most bending is being observed by violet and less bending is observed by red color. So what happens in spectrophotometer? We rotate this prism. What we are doing is this prism is connected with a motor. When this source of light is coming, it basically rotates the angle. When we are rotating the angle, so these radiations of red are passing through, and then orange, then yellow, then green, blue, violet, and violet. These color, indigo and violet, these seven color radiations, when the angle of this rotate, let's say it is rotating anti-clockwise, so this is appearing, yellow one is appearing, then it shall rotate anti-clockwise, then it shall be green, then indigo, blue, indigo, and then violet. So these are passing, this is a slit. This is made up of steel material, have a very narrow, thin screen from here. So when it is rotating anti-clockwise. So this starting from red, ending to violet. So these radiation of red are passing through, and all radiations are not passing at the same time. It is starting from 750, decreasing to 749, then 748. So there is a speed of this rotation is controlled, and we have a detector. We detects how much radiations are passing through this. This is the analyte. We have a cell. This is called cell, in which we are having over, this is the path length starting from here to there. I naught is the intensity of initial intensity. It is at any time intensity of light. So we detect this after passing through, and you see this is passing having a intense yellow color, and here it is a light yellow color, means some of the radiation has been absorbed. Now what is this? This is the detector which detect how much radiations are being detected. So what this is showing? This is showing a digital display on a meter. So it shows 0.20 is the intensity. Means what is the absorbance? Absorbance is 0.8. If 0.20 is the intensity, so here it is 1, here it is 0.2. So it means zero point 0.8 is being absorbed. 80% absorption is taking place. This is how we can work out. So this is how a UV visible spectrophotometer. Spectrophotometer, when we are talking about, mean we are talking about the UV, IR, or any other kind of spectrophotometer. Photo mean light, radiation, electromagnetic radiation we are talking about. So spectrophotometer is been a device which we are using. So in fact, we are going to start this very quickly, that we are having, this is the source of light or two. If we are interested to work on, let's say we know that our compound shall absorb in UV region. It is not capable to absorb in visible region, or it is colorless. Then we cannot use the range. So we shall opt. So the whenever we run a experiment on UV visible, so it asks the radiation range. Either you are interested to work from 730, sorry, 750 to 350, mean visible region, or you are interested to work in 350 to 200 nanometer, which is a UV region, or you are interested to work in both. So it starts on 750 and ends with 200 nanometer. So both lengths it gets on. But when we are using the, if our compound is colored, so it means our compound is colored, so it shall absorb in visible range. So we only select the source of light is 750 to 350, mean visible region. If our compound, if our analyte is colorless, so then we go for UV region, 350 to 200 nanometers. So we use D2 lamp, not the mercury lamp. If we are ranging, selecting the whole range, then keeping in mind D2 lamp has a life. It is not just you can go to the market and get purchase a deuterium lamp. No, not at all. It is very expensive. It is more than 100,000 rupees it cost. So its life is also not very high. So it has almost 400, 300 hours of running. So if we are making use of this unnecessary use of UV light, then it shall be wasted. If our compound is colored, we are only working in mercury lamp, mean visible lamp, visible range. If it is colorless, then we should off the D2 lamp. Due to this source, visible source or mercury lamp is not expensive. It can be replaced very easily. It is not an expensive, but deuterium lamp is very expensive, keeping in mind. So whenever we are going for the instrument asks three ranges. Either you are interested to work 750 to 350, 350 to 200, or 750 to 200, longest range, mean UV and visible both. So then we select. So it is recommended that you should select that range where you think we should work. If your analyte is colorless, it means it shall absorb in UV region, not invisible. If it is colored, it means it shall absorb in visible, not in UV. So that's why we can avoid. All right. So this is a sense which you are supposed to make use while carrying out UV visible spectroscopic experiments. So we shall start with importance of epsilon value, that is commonly called molar absorptivity constant. But in next lecture, so we are having a lecture of practical tomorrow, inshallah. So I shall be discussing some of the factor in that case. So